This segment is sponsored by the ECFO.
And it is time for Financially Fit Friday. Politics, religion, or money? Which subject would you rather talk about with your family and friends? Well, if you chose politics or religion over money, you're probably not alone, because according to wealth psychologist expert Kathleen Burns-Kinsbury, 44% of Americans believe the most difficult topic of discussion to have is your personal financial situation. That's even more difficult than politics or religion. So the ECFO, Perry Jeffries III, is here. He's going to talk the heavy stuff for us. We're going to talk about families and those topics that we need to discuss money-wise.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Always good to see you.
Boy, that can stir fires, though.
Yes, it can. Yes,
Yeah.
it can. And as I was coming for this segment this morning,
Yeah.
I found a phenomenal article about having a relationship with money.
Ah.
And I think that's where some of the issue lies is, what is your relationship with money? How do you view it? In this article, it spoke about having a relationship with money the same way you would have one with your significant other or your spouse.
Really?
Making time for it, prioritizing it, having a date night, just those things that you would do to have a fulfilling relationship. Kind of think about having that relationship with your money so the conversation isn't so hard to have.
Well, there was always a stigma growing up.
Yeah.
You didn't talk money at all,
Yeah.
especially with your parents.
Right.
But now we're in a place where money, it dictates so much of our lives.
It does.
So what are some of those big key factors when it comes to money that people need to plan now for?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I would say, first and foremost, the budget.
Yeah.
Understanding how much money is coming in and also what's going out. But also, too, having those conversations around life insurance.
Okay.
How important is that to be able to protect your loved ones in the case, because we know at some point in time we're all going to die.
Right.
We're all going to pass. So having that conversation and not having it as so taboo, because it's a fact of life. So why not plan for it? Long-term care,
Right.
What's going to happen, what are your wishes as you get older for those of us who have parents who are retiring or about to retire, what that looks like.
Yeah.
And then also, too, another one you can think about is maybe even college planning.
Yes.
Right? So we don't know what that's going to look like in the future. So how do you plan for that?
I'm sure you've witnessed situations where husbands and wives come into your office and two people are on two polar opposite planes.
Indeed.
How do you bring them to the middle to understand, the feel about money the same way?
You know what? It's so funny you say that. I tell people, not only am I a financial advisor, but in some cases I'm a psychologist as well.
I bet.
So having that middle person, I think that's why it's so valuable to have a financial advisor, because you have someone who isn't emotionally invested,
Right.
who can help guide the couple or the family to make decisions based upon data and math and things of that nature versus emotion, because we all have our emotional quote-unquote baggage that we may bring to the table. But by having that advisor or that third party that can really help that process.
Who do you have a tougher time coaxing into that conversation? I'm not picking sides, but is it the
Indeed.
man who wants to talk or the woman who wants to talk?
Typically, the women. The women are the ones who want to talk.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the man who's like, oh, I got this, and I know what to do with my money. And usually, I find more times than not, a lot of the women lead that charge when it comes to finances.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So if somebody hasn't made a plan yet, what's the likelihood you could, even at this late in the game, still create some kind of order in your chaos?
It's never too late for a plan.
Okay.
So whether it's never too early for a plan. So whether you're like we have my daughters on here who are 9 years old and kind of having a savings plan,
Right.
whether you're a graduate who's going into the workforce having a plan, it's never too late to have a plan. So
Okay.
there's no age where it's like, okay, I'm retired. Because honestly, those are a lot of the clients that I speak to. Are
Right.
folks who are like, hey, I'm about to retire in the next 3 years. I want to make sure I'm solid.
Perfect, Perry. Always good to see you.
Always.
And don't forget, you can contact Perry at ECFO and also perryjeffries.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it. All right, we'll be right back.